Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks with me, Zakka Jacob. There was a massive war of words today in Parliament over the renaming of the Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. It's now going to be called G, which is short for Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission. Now, the opposition is saying that the Modi government is sacrificing Gandhi and instead adding Ram. The government says, what's wrong in Ram? After all, Ram was Gandhi's favorite god. He even used the now famous words, "Hey Ram," in his dying moments. So the question is, what's in a name? Is the opposition simply politicizing, or is there a larger game at play? Because now this will also shift some part of the burden of these funds on the states, and the states don't want to take up the burden of these funds, and therefore are using this squibble around the name change to hit out at the Modi government. The government, on the other hand, is clear. Name or no name, the fact is that some of the fiscal burden will have to be shared by the states. They too need to share this load so that they understand where these monies are going and, more importantly, where this funding is actually coming from. We will debate that in just a moment, but first, a fiery face-off that happened in Parliament today.
सर, ये जो कानून है, इसके तहत हमारे गरीब भाई बहनों को जो रोजगार की कानूनी गारंटी मिलती है, जो अधिकार मिलता है, वह इस योजना में मांग के आधार पर संचालित होता है। जो हमारे संविधान की जो मूल भावना है कि हर एक व्यक्ति के हाथों में शक्ति होनी चाहिए, वही मूल भावना पंचायती राज में है, और उस मूल भावना के विरोध है ये जो अधिनियम, जो ये विधेयक आ रहा है। हर योजना का नाम बदलने की जो सनक है, ये समझ में नहीं आती है।
Sir, I oppose the idea of replacing the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi's name, with G. Ramji. Ramji is respected by people in the country, but to me, Mahatma Gandhi is much more relevant. This distortion of the name of the NREGA, MGNREGA, is something we object.
मेरी सिर्फ सरकार से विनती है कि आप इसको स्टैंडिंग कमेटी भेजिए, उस पर संक्षेप में सारी चर्चा हो। ये नाम बदलने से कुछ नहीं होता, काम को महत्व होता है। सो नाम लोग तो कहेंगे, कुछ लोगों का काम है कहना। तो ये मेरी विनती है सरकार को कि आप पहले तो ऑब्जेक्शन है, हम पूरा विरोध करते हैं कि आप महात्मा गांधी जी का नाम इससे नहीं निकालेंगे। हम पूरी ताकत से इसका विरोध करेंगे, और मेरी बड़ी विनम्रता से इनकी विनती है कि आप प्लीज इस पे चर्चा करवाइए।
So it's not just the name. Yes, the name is the big talking point, but the government wants to reshape the entire policy around the Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Now, earlier, the MGNREGA used to promise the guarantee was 100 days. Now the government is saying it'll go up to 125 days. So more than a third in a year, from 100 to 125 days in every financial year, you will get guaranteed employment. Second is the infrastructure, the kind of jobs. Earlier, the work was scattered across sectors. Now the government is saying it'll focus on 4 major types of works. 1, water security. 2, core rural infrastructure like building rural roads, etc. 3, something that is livelihood-related infrastructure. And 4, special works that will mitigate extreme weather events to try and beat climate change. So only 4 specific kinds of infrastructure work will be covered in the new MGNREGA or the G. One of the major changes, and this is what the opposition-ruled states are taking grave offense to, one of the major changes is the entire MGNREGA earlier was funded by the central government. In the new MGNREGA, the new G, the centre will play about 60% of the funds. The remaining wage bill, 40%, will have to be burdened by the states. And the states are saying no, the centre is saying you too have to share the burden. It can't just be the centre's business alone to be funding this signature Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Now, also, the other contention is the normative allocation in place of the labour budget. There is no open-ended funding to the states specific to this. They will have to manage from the share that they receive from the Consolidated Fund of India. The normative allocation differs from the existing provision in the labour budget under MGNREGA. There will not be any normative allocation under the labour budget under MGNREGA. It will be up to the states to figure out where they raise those monies to shoulder the burden of 40% of the disbursal of this amount. The labour budget is prepared based on anticipated demand for unskilled manual work. Now, why is the government insistent both on the name change as well as the responsibility be shared by both centre and states? Despite the mounting pressure from the opposition, the government is firm. Prime Minister Modi has made it clear during his meeting with the cabinet before the introduction of the bill in the House today. He has strongly advocated for more accountability by the states. At the end of the day, the money must be used prudently. The states have to shoulder some part of the burden, so that the states can also understand that accountability is not just the job of the centre, but also the job of the states. With the use of technology, it will be assured that transparency will be brought in, and any claims that are being made of state versus centre will simply stay put. He also said that there is no argument as far as the name is concerned, that everything changes as per the current times. He said that the spirit of the Mahatma and Ram are both respected and revered in the new name, which is Ji Ram Ji.
महात्मा गांधी हमारे दिलों में बसते हैं और हम केवल महात्मा गांधी जी को मानते नहीं हैं, हम महात्मा गांधी जी की भी मानते हैं और उन्हीं के विचारों पर आधारित गरीब कल्याण की कई योजनाएं ये सरकार मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चला रही है। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं ये मानता हूं कि ये जो नया बिल हम लेके आ रहे हैं, वो नया बिल गांव का संपूर्ण विकास करेगा। बापू हमारे दिलों में बसते हैं, उनका हम पूरा सम्मान करते हैं। पता नहीं क्यों जी राम जी नाम आ गया तो ये भड़क गए।
All right, I want to go across for a straight face-off on this. Shazia Elmi, national spokesperson of the BJP, is joining us. Mohan Kumar Mangalam is spokesperson of the Congress party. Shazia, the contention by the opposition, you heard from Priyanka Gandhi today in Parliament, Supriya Sule, from the TMC parliamentarians, that you are hell-bent on, removing the father of the nation, removing Mahatma Gandhi from everything, and therefore now you've named it Ji Ram Ji. What do you have so much against the father of the nation? That's their contention.
So the fact of the matter is that the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was one of the biggest, the flagship programs of Narendra Modi ji, based exactly on Mahatma Gandhi ji. And the average allocation yearly is 98,000 crores. So our love for Mahatma Gandhi is actually practiced and not talked about or preached, but in fact is there in life and in living. And if you look at, Mahatma Gandhi's belief was, cleanliness is next to godliness. So Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is about that, and whether it's Bapu's words, and we stand by that. Now the problem is, it's the other way around. I think Congress has a big problem with anything to do with Lord Ram. And I think that is why they have such an issue with changing of the scheme and or the details of it. Instead of praising the government that it has gone out and ensured 125 days as minimum days for employment instead of 100, and speaking for the poor and looking at it seriously and reworking on the scheme and targeting it, tweaking it so that it helps instead of being open-ended.
But what is the rationale or the logic for changing the name from Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme? Explain to our viewers in one line, why the need for the change of the name?
No, there is no need to explain that. It is, the scheme has changed and the scope has changed, and so there is a change of the name.
Okay.
It in no way means disrespect for Mahatma Gandhi at all, and why should it be seen as one?
Okay.
You see the scheme and the merits of the scheme
Mohan
per se,
Kumar Mangalam,
and you
just
realize
because
that
a
it
name
really helps directly the poor.
Because a name has been changed doesn't mean it's disrespectful to the father of the nation. After all, Mahatma Gandhi doesn't need a scheme for him to be remembered across the country and by 1.4 billion people. So why are you, nitpicking on this issue? The real reason why you're opposed to it is because states now have to share the burden. They have to share 40% of the cost.
Well, yeah, Zakka, that is something to be opposed to either, because this was a guarantee and this was a right. Now that right and that guarantee is merely on paper. It was a demand-driven scheme, which is if you went, you had a guarantee and you had a right to ask for work and you had a guarantee that you would get work. Now, when you've turned from a 90-10 share with 90% coming from the center, 100% of the labor bill and 75% of the material to 60-40, Where are states going to find the resources required to actually ensure that they live up to that guarantee? It's not possible. And who's saying that it's Lord Ram? For all I know, Ji Ram Ji is Godse, Ram is short for Nathuram, and then that's Godse again, who is actually the person that they admire and not the father of the nation. They can say platitudes about Mahatma Gandhi. Frankly, the fact is, every time you change the name of a scheme, and especially a scheme like NREGA, which has been around for over a decade, you spend hundreds of crores. And to not only popularize the name of the scheme, to change all the paperwork, all the hoardings, everything. And for what reason? Nothing. Absolutely no logic in why you should change the name of a scheme.
No, but more when the UPA brought in this, once again, when the UPA brought in the NREGA, it was initially not called Mahatma Gandhi NREGA. It was called NREGA. The Mahatma Gandhi, the prefix, the prefix of Mahatma Gandhi got added much later.
No, it changed to Mahatma Gandhi's name, and we're saying that now you're changing it, but for what purpose? The demand-driven part of the scheme has been taken away almost entirely. The fact that actually we let Gram Panchayats decide the kind of work that was going to be done, now that's being taken away. Okay. So you're centralizing control of the works that are going to be done.
I just want to bring in
the amount of money that needs to be spent to get it done.
Shazia.
So it's quite the opposite.
I just want to make a very small point.
Yeah.
So yes, I heard you. You know, in 1980, this was actually National Rural Employment Scheme, and it was later changed to Jawahar Rozgar Yojana. So why did Rajiv Gandhi deemed it fit to make it Jawahar Rozgar Yojana? Why was the National Rural Employment Program good enough? And also, please tell me, why was rural housing scheme changed into Indira Awas Yojana? No, let me finish. Why was rural housing scheme changed to Indira Awas Yojana? Why was rural electrification scheme made into Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana? Why was it? And it was later named as Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. And Congress possibly has imposed one's family name on every institution. Right now, I can tell you about 599 to almost 800 institutions named after the Gandhi Nehru Parivar. And if I'll start rattling them off, you wouldn't know where to go.
No, but Shazia, today Priyanka Gandhi was asked about it. Once again, Shazia, today Priyanka Gandhi was asked about it in Parliament. You know, why are you so upset about Mahatma Gandhi's name being removed? He's not from your family. He said, yeah, he's not from my family. He belongs to everyone's family.
He's the father of the nation.
Correct. If Priyanka Gandhi, I want to ask Priyanka Gandhi this, if that was the case, exactly. So Priyanka Gandhi first must answer that why, if Mahatma Gandhi was father of the nation, why did Rajiv Gandhi at Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana, Rajiv Gandhi National Drinking Water Mission, Rajiv Gandhi National Creche Scheme for children of working mothers, Rajiv Gandhi Udyami Mitra Yojana, why on earth can Priyanka answer, why wouldn't she answer, why there was an Indira Gandhi National Old Age Pension Scheme, Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission, why on earth is there Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana,
so Mohan, respond to that. There are more than 500 schemes. There used to be at one point more than 500 schemes named after either Jawaharlal Nehru or Indira Gandhi or Rajiv Gandhi. Why?
Rajiv Gandhi Pramik Shiksha Mission.
Okay, let him respond. Let him respond, Shazia. Let him respond, Shazia. Let him respond. Let him respond. Yeah.
We heard you, Shazia.
Shazia, let him respond. Yeah.
Point well taken, Shazia. Can I talk now?
Yeah.
So, Zakka, we are very proud of our former prime ministers in this country, and we believe that one way to remember them is by naming these schemes after them. If you want to remove their name, we are not protesting. We are protesting the removal of Mahatma Gandhi's name, the father of the nation, who, by the way, whose vision for Ram Rajya, whose vision for Gram Swaraj was intertwined. This scheme actually liberates thousands of women who live in villages.
No, but Mohan, you're still not explaining why. No, 1 second. You're still not explaining why you have a problem with the name Ji Ram Ji, which has Ram in it, and the government today, the minister spoke in the parliament and said that Mahatma Gandhi's dying words were "Hey Ram." His favorite god was Lord Ram. What is your problem with Lord Ram?
Zakka, we have never had a problem with Lord Ram. Why not? Okay, why not just call it Mahatma Gandhi Ram scheme? Why did you remove the father of the nation's name? I'm not opposed to putting Ram there. Add it on. Since you're going to change the name anyway, keep it as Mahatma Gandhi Ram scheme. Right? Why remove his name?
One last thing.
Okay. Okay,
No,
Shazia,
that's
yeah.
how-
You don't
look
believe
how-
in him.
Look
because
at the
you don't believe
hypocrisy.
in the-
Look at the Zakka, look at the hypocrisy. Did BJP or people of India ever protest? And I've been reading out the names on Rajiv Gandhi Food Security Mission for tribal areas, Rajiv Gandhi Home for Handicap, Pondicherry, Rajiv Gandhi Breakfast Scheme,
replied to
Rajiv
this
Gandhi
point already,
Akshay
saying
Urja
that no
Yojana
regrets in
Punjab,
naming
Rajiv Gandhi Artisans Health. I mean, shame on you. Shame on you. Rajiv Arogya Shri program,
no shame
35
whatsoever.
programs, Rajiv Gandhi, Abhyudaya Yojana, 36
spent
Rajiv Gandhi
entire show
Computer
reading every
Saksharta,
single
Rajiv
scheme.
Gandhi Bridges and
It is
Roads.
Atal
My
Okay.
goodness, it
Atal
goes on and
Yojana.
on.
I mean,
Indira
come
Gandhi
No,
Women Protection,
but
Indira Gandhi
the
Pratishthan,
but the
housing
moot
and urban,
point
Indira
is
Gandhi.
no,
I
once
mean,
again,
come on, with
the
what
moot
face?
point
Where is Mahatma
point
Gandhi?
is from the CAG to the Supreme Court, they have wrapped the UPA and the NDA when they were in power for flaws in this particular rural employment guarantee scheme. In April 2011, the Supreme Court wrapped both the union and the state governments for funds being misappropriated. In April 2013, the CAG report had said that there were 128 crores that were misused. So the point, Mohan Kumar Mangalam, is not what's in a name. As Shakespeare said, what is in a name? It's not the name that you should be fighting. You should be fighting for better efficiencies in this particular flagship scheme.
And Zakka, those efficiencies are something that have been built over a period of time, over a decade of this scheme. I remember in the scheme where there were no direct benefits transfers. In fact, one of the first transfer of payments that happened in C2 via biometrics, via Aadhaar, was in this scheme during UPA's term. We had business correspondents that would
No,
actually
it was
go
done
down
by.
and actually
Then you had
verify.
a problem with Aadhaar being linked.
Shazia, can you please let me finish? I don't interrupt you.
No,
I was on the ground
you
when
had
we
a
were-
problem
Let
with
me
BJP
finish.
linking
Shazia,
Aadhaar.
One at a time. Let him finish and then I'll come to you,
Yeah,
Shazia.
I'll call you out.
Yeah,
Okay.
let him
Sorry,
finish. Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Shazia,
Go ahead.
I was
Sure.
on the ground in 2014. In fact, I even, as part of when I was in Youth Congress, protested against lack of payment for works done in the scheme. And I was on the ground with business correspondents that would come to the NREGA site, actually take a biometric verification and disperse payment. So there were ways that constantly the scheme was being audited, it was being improved.
Okay.
That is a gradual process.
So, Shazia,
now,
yeah.
please tell me how one second, Zakka,
Please
let
allow
me
me
finish.
to speak.
Just explain
Please
to
allow,
me
we
how.
all know.
1 second. Just let me finish. Just 1 second,
I will,
Shazia.
I will.
I
You-
just
you'll
want
have to let me speak for
to
that.
understand. I just want to understand how, when you change the balance of payments from 90-10 to 60-40, and you know that states after GST have almost dismal to none, I mean, in infinitesimally small ways to raise revenue for schemes. How on earth can you expect this scheme to continue and give 125 days? I'm telling you, on an average, they are not even getting 100 days today. And the Prime Minister, in his first address, I remember when he took power, had ridiculed this scheme. He has been gradually deprecating this scheme in one way or the other. This is a final
Shazia, respond. Yeah.
Let me prove. Let me come in, please. So let me just debunk all the so-called factoids rather uttered by you. Let me tell everybody here, the scheme was introduced in 2006, and you know total spending so far is 11.74 lakh crores. And do you know how much was spent from 2006 to 2014? Only 3 lakh crores. In fact, 8.53 crores was spent under Modi government alone. So if you look at the entire sum of the fund allocated, 8 lakh crores was spent during Modi ji's time, 10 years, and before that, only 3 lakh crores. So please, let's not go there. And states should allocate. This is part of cooperative federalism and efficiency of the states. There has to be a kitty for that, and most of the states anyway are run by BJP. So I don't think you should have a problem.
Okay,
and
so let me request Shazia.
Let me
Let me request Shazia and Mohan to stay on with us.